Hannah. When God hears silent tears, Hannah lived with a pain that wouldn't go away. She was married to Elkanah, who loved her, but she had no children. In her culture, that felt like failure and shame. To make it worse, Elkanah's other wife, Peninnah, had many children and used them like weapons against Hannah's heart. Year after year, the family went to worship at Shiloh. Year after year, the pattern repeated. Elkanah gave portions of meat to Peninnah and all her children, and a special portion to Hannah because he loved her. But love couldn't erase the ache. Peninnah mocked her so badly that Hannah wept and couldn't eat. Peninnah's taunts were cruel and personal. She turned Hannah's deepest sorrow into a target. Even their holy trip became a place of bullying. Elkanah tried to comfort her. "Why are you crying? Am I not better to you than 10 sons?" He loved her, but he didn't fully understand the depth of her grief. One year, after they had eaten and drunk, Hannah stood up and went to the house of the Lord. In deep anguish, she prayed, weeping bitterly. She poured out everything, her sadness, anger, loneliness, and desire for a child. She made a vow that if God gave her a son, she would dedicate him to the Lord. As Hannah prayed silently, only her lips moved. Her voice could not be heard. Eli the priest watched her and misread what he saw. He thought she was drunk. "How long will you stay drunk?" he asked. "Put away your wine." Even in her pain, the spiritual leader, who should have protected her, misunderstood and accused her. Hannah answered gently but firmly, "I am a woman deeply troubled. I have not been drinking. I was pouring out my soul to the Lord. I have been praying here out of my great anguish and grief." She named her pain clearly. Her tears and silent words were not weakness. They were honest, courageous prayer. Eli finally understood. He answered, "Go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant what you have asked of him." Hannah left, and something inside her had shifted. She wasn't instantly pregnant, but she was no longer carrying her burden alone. She had been heard by God, and at last by a human leader too. In time, God answered Hannah's prayer. She became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She named him Samuel, saying, "Because I asked the Lord for him." The name itself became a testimony. This child was not an accident or a consolation prize. He was a sign that God had heard her long, aching prayers. When Samuel was old enough, Hannah kept her promise. She brought him to the house of the Lord at Shiloh. Standing before Eli, she said, "I am the woman who stood here praying beside you. I prayed for this child, and the Lord has granted me what I asked of him. Now I give him to the Lord." Hannah's story doesn't erase the years of tears or the cruelty she endured. It doesn't say her pain wasn't real. Instead, it shows a woman who brought her anguish directly to God, even when others misunderstood her. God met her in her sorrow, honored her honest prayer, and wove her story into his larger purposes. For anyone who has been mocked, dismissed, or misread, even in places that were supposed to be safe, Hannah's story whispers hope. God takes your pain seriously, even when others don't. He does not shame you for your grief. Your wordless prayers and silent tears are seen, heard, and treasured by him. If you feel like Hannah, bullied, misunderstood, carrying hidden ache, you don't have to pretend with God. Pour out your soul as it is. He may not answer in your timing, but he hears you, remembers you, and can bring new life from long sorrow. For this child I prayed, and the Lord hath given me my petition, which I asked of him. 1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 27.